Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexis Collins, and this is Timber Creek Today. Both varsity boys and girls soccer have advanced to the bi-district level of playoffs tonight. Take a look at when each team will compete. Yesterday, Timber Creek students donated blood as a part of a drive with Carter Blood Care. Listen to the goals and experiences from some of the students who donated yesterday.
We had 17 signed up, but we have open slots for 90, and our goal is 50.
Shooting for our goal, so how far away are we from hitting our goal?
We are still far, it's just within the first hour. So far we have 4, 6, 7, 8, we have 10. Yeah, so we have like 40 to hit our goal.
They said my fingers were too cold, so I had to sit on my hands. They also said I need to eat something.
I have instructed the volunteers to make sure they drink some Powerade, they eat some snacks, and once they come to the bed, my staff knows how to talk to them. We have what we call AMT exercises. They are given that to practice and do that before they donate and during donation. So that normally takes away the nervousness and gives them at least some good picture of what is going on.
Absolutely. Goodness, I mean, how long does it happen to take for the average donation?
15 minutes maximum, but
Okay.
people can bleed for 5, 7, 10, whatever. But the maximum we let them bleed for is 15 minutes.
Absolutely. And why should people want to donate blood, especially nowadays?
Yeah, because it's a good cause. We are short right now in all blood types, so we need all blood types. And plus, our bodies keep manufacturing blood, so we need to get rid of some blood. Otherwise, we're going to have too much blood in our system, and that is not very good for us.
On Saturday, March 12th, 2 students from Fossil Ridge High School were found dead in a vehicle. The victims, Johnny Rojas and Cody Ramage, were found shot in their vehicle roughly 2 miles from the suspect's home. Ramage's friend, Aziza Zamora, explains the events leading up to the victim's death.
A week ago, Aziza Zamora and Clodian Ramage were making plans for their spring break trip to Houston.
And he just told me he was gonna go, help Johnny with something. And then like an hour later, he hasn't texted me, and that's really abnormal for him.
She later learned Ramage and his best friend, 17-year-old Johnny Rojas, had been found shot to death inside a car about 2 miles from where they lived.
The community now mourns the death of the 2 teens, Johnny Rojas and Cody Ramage. A GoFundMe for Clodian Ramage was started to support his mother and father's loss. Former friends and families of the victim donated in support of his family, raising over $7,000. The suspect, Keon Morris, was later found on Wednesday, March 22nd, and charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Timber Creek Media are having UIL on Saturday, March 26th. So give a shout out to our Timber Creek talent writers and anchors. The senior countdown to graduation begins today with only 66 days until graduation and only 44 school days until school lets out for summer. Graduation will be held at Dickies Arena on Monday, May 30th. So seniors, be ready to throw your caps. Prom tickets are still being sold, starting at $100 for every attendee, including guests. Beginning April 16th, prices will increase to $125 per ticket. Those who are interested in bringing a guest will need to visit in 2114 to fill out a guest form. Coming up after the break, we'll have national news with JC Erickson. Stay tuned.
nominated Letitia Smiley. She's a teacher of our transition program here at Timber Creek. She is an absolute rock star on this campus. She is always smiling. She's always got kids around her. She's always right in the middle of whatever they're doing. And she brings the sunshine. She's always trying to enhance the program. She's always trying to bring in new innovation that affects their entire life.
I have always been a people person. I love children, and I connect to those who are special. And I say special and different because oftentimes people say that people with disabilities are different. Yes, they are different. They're special, and they can actually contribute leaps and bounds to the community and to society. I wanted to allow them to shine. And so when I'm able to make those connections and those relationships with the students, families, and communities, it makes my heart happy. And it's not a job. So I just come here and I do what I have to do. And then I see those results at the end.
So you go down there to her class early morning and she's doing inspection with their dress and their attire to make sure they're dressed and ready for success at their job. They go through an inspection list daily. The kids are answering questions or getting their work clothes depending on where they're going for the day. She goes with them out to the job site, basically as a coach. She's not just a professional, she's also an ambassador for the kids and speaks out for them.
So you have to learn those different learning styles and how everybody learns, right? We do hands-on, we do verbal, we do visuals, and we just incorporate all of that stuff. Now, you can't have somebody else that comes in here and just try to do it. It may not work because you have to have the enthusiasm of Smiley in order to get that done. I'm just saying.
Letitia, thank you so much for what you do at Timber Creek High School. I've seen you grow as a professional. I appreciate what you do for our kids every day.
I also want to take the time out to say thank you to my team. My team is the dream team. I would like to make a plea to the community. If you see this, I would be glad to have any business or community partners just so you can see what our students can give back to our community.
I'm JC Erickson here with your weekly dose of national news. Early Monday, March 21st at 12:40 a.m., 3 people, including 2 state troopers, were killed in southern Pennsylvania on the I-95 when a car crashed into them. The car that hit them was stopped on the suspicion of driving under the influence. After the accident, the vehicle continued down I-95, striking the Jersey barrier. There is an ongoing investigation into the deaths of state troopers Martin F. Mack III and Brandon T. Siska, but the name of the civilian was not released for the family since they were not immediately informed of his death. Witnesses had performed CPR, but the victims were pronounced dead on the scene. Since then, I-95 was shut down between Broad Street and Walt Whitman Bridge in both directions. WNBA center Brittany Griner was detained in Russia after they found vape cartridges containing hashish oil in her luggage. Her agent is currently keeping track of the situation, yet former U.S. Ambassador Michael A. McFaul stated, "I don't know the circumstances of her detention, but Griner's arrest should serve as a wake-up call to all Americans in Russia," followed by a second statement, "Get out, shut down your business now." Relating back to Griner's arrest, there have been concerns due to the ongoing fight between Russia and Ukraine, but the detaining of a high-profile American could be used as leverage in the political and economical standoff with Washington over Ukraine. The nomination for Supreme Court justice officials began March 21st. One of the most notable of the nominees was Ketanji Brown Jackson, an African-American woman who served as a federal attorney for Columbia for the last 3 years. Jackson took on the nominee hearing over the last few days and made an impact on the court. We'll now take a look at Senator Cory Booker's words to Jackson.
And I want to tell you, when I look at you, this is why I get emotional. I'm sorry, you're a person that is so much more than your race and gender. You're a Christian, you're a mom, you're an intellect, you love books. But for me, I'm sorry, it's hard for me not to look at you and not see my mom, not to see my cousins, one of them who had to come here and sit behind you. She had to have your back. I see my ancestors and yours. Nobody's going to steal the joy of that woman in the street or the calls that I'm getting or the texts. Nobody's going to steal that joy. You have earned this spot. You are worthy. You are a great American.
If accepted, Jackson will be the first female African-American Supreme Court justice, making a mark on history. A storm that caused nearly 25 tornadoes in Texas may have damaged 1,000 homes, creating more twisters on Tuesday and continuing east. That Tuesday night, a large and dangerous tornado hit New Orleans, stating that New Orleans was in the clear concerning the twisters, but will still have showers around there. Past New Orleans, Mississippi was hit with as many as 18 reported tornadoes. They had put into effect a tornado watch for eastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, much of Alabama, and a portion of the Florida Panhandle. They say the threat of tornadoes will continue as the storm moves east, combined with rain and hail. Back in Texas, within Williamson County, a tornado cut a path causing more than 20 miles of damage, being just north of Austin, proving the damage these storms can cause as they continue moving. Thanks for tuning in on National News. Next up, we'll have entertainment news with Ignacio Sosa.
Hi, I'm Ignacio Sosa with this week's entertainment news. At the beginning of March, Euphoria showrunner Sam Levinson faced allegations of mistreatment on set of the HBO hit show. While Sam Levinson has not agreed nor denied these statements, HBO has spoken about the issue, stating to Variety, "The well-being of cast and crew on our production is always a top priority." Actress Barbie Ferreira was supposedly caught in a feud with Sam Levinson, said in an inside source, Du Mois. Later conducting an interview with Insider, Ferreira said the rumors were untrue, stating, I've seen so many different things and a lot of it is untrue and some of it is kind of mundane, little things." Continuing to say sometimes things take on a life of their own and they're not rooted in the truth, but it's okay because I know it's just because of curiosity and all that good stuff. And I signed up for it. I'll take the good and the bad. Due to the continuous changes in the script, it may have been part of sudden speculation among fans about the spontaneous rumors about the set's environment. The show's showrunner, Sam Levinson, is known for frequent changes in the story and disappointingly having to adjust and sacrifice a few characters to keep his vision intact. Zendaya, known for playing Rue, has backed up this statement when in an interview with The Cut, saying, "There are very few things that remain in the version you're now seeing. The things that didn't make it definitely needed to die." For those who love dinosaurs, Jurassic World Dominion comes out June 10th, 2022. Take a look.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. Creation is an act of sheer will. Life will find a way.
We can't keep her here forever.
They find her, we're never gonna see her again. We gotta protect her, that's our job.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
We're racing toward the extinction of our species. We not only lack dominion over nature, we're subordinate to it.
Come back.
I always come back.
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move. Bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
On March 4th, The Batman released in theaters, with the next 3 weeks following with a $600 million box office worldwide. With this success, it has become the second pandemic movie to cross the benchmark behind Spider-Man No Way Home. Along with the domestic success of $300 million, the international box office is now $598 million, making The Batman a now commercial success for Warner Bros., which they need since spending $200 million on the budget of the film. Producer Dylan Clark has also confirmed a sequel for the movie, stating, "I will go on record and say that it will be less than 5 years." Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ignacio Sosa, and that was entertainment. Up next will be sports news with John Gutierrez.
Can you see my feet? Oh! Right. Okay. Oh, seniors! The senior documentary is on the way, and I'm gonna need you to jump right in and submit your video clips to this email. So the thing is, seniors, we're making this documentary for you. And if you want to be in it, you're gonna need to submit your videos so that we can make a senior documentary with your videos. So for the sake of Timber Creek High School, submit your videos.
Hi, I'm John Gutierrez with Timber Creek Sport Network. Transgender swimmer Leah Thomas made history at the NCAA Swimming and Diving Championship as the first transgender woman to win an NCAA D1 title. Thomas entered the women's 500 freestyle event as a top seed and finished with a 4-minute, 33-second, 24-millisecond time. I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for this meet, the University of Pennsylvania swimmer said. I was just happy to be here and race and compete the best I could. Thomas has faced controversy over her win over her gender identity, with some claiming that her involvement in women's sports is unfair and that she has a biological advantage. Thomas combats the negativity by giving it no concern, founding in an interview saying, "I don't look into the negativity or hate. I'm here to swim." In other trans sports news, Governor Cox of Utah and Holcomb of Indiana has used their executive power of veto to strike down 2 pieces of legislation that would ban transgender girls in competing in women's sports. Both Republican governors have made the argument that despite their legislatures ruling that they do not see a purpose or a need for the purposed bills, this comes after Governor Kim Reynolds of Iowa signed a bill just this month banning transgender girls from competing in women's sports. making Iowa the 11th state in the country to do so. After thorough review, I find no evidence to support either claim, even if I support the overall goal, Governor Holcomb wrote. Leaders in both chambers, the Utah and Indiana legislature, say that the plan to vote to override the veto to sign it into law. In the heat of March Madness, there was some upset in Thursday night's matches, as both the University of Houston Cougars and University of Arkansas Razorbacks managed to defy the odds in two nail-biting games. Houston pulled off an impressive 12-point lead over the number 1 seed University of Arizona with a final score of 22-60. Arkansas took down also number 1 seed Gonzaga University in a tight game that ended 74-68. Both teams will advance out of the Sweet 16 and into the Elite 8. Also winning Thursday night and making it to the Elite 8 are number 2 seed Villanova and also number 2 seed Duke. That's it for sports. Back to Alexis at the desk.
Timber Creek Student Media has been producing loads of content throughout each and every day. This week, we have released live episodes of What's Poppin' and The Undefeated, plus new episodes of $1 Million Picture and our Diamonds in the Rough baseball documentary series. Make sure to go subscribe to TCTV to get all of our fantastic student-created content every week. And that is all for Timber Creek today. Thank you for watching.